Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to the English Syndicate, the podcast where we help you master English while discussing real-life topics that actually matter. I'm Sophia.
And I'm James. Today we're tackling something that can either stress you out completely or set you free financially. Personal finance management. How to handle your money like a total pro.
Exactly. And before we dive in, I'm really curious about you, our amazing listeners. What's your biggest money challenge right now? Are you struggling to save, spending way too much on food delivery, can't figure out where your money goes each month?
Right. Or maybe you have no clue how to start investing. Send us your stories because we genuinely want to help. And trust me, your experiences will inspire other listeners facing the same struggles.
So, James, let's start with the foundation, budgeting. When that paycheck hits your account, what's your strategy? How do you split it up?
Great question. I follow what I call the 30-30-40 rule, and this system completely changed my financial life. So 30% goes straight into my untouchable savings. That's my emergency fund that I never, ever touch unless there's a real crisis.
That's smart discipline.
Then another 30% goes into investments, index funds, unit trusts, and sometimes hedge funds when I find good opportunities. The remaining 40% covers all my living expenses, hobbies, entertainment, everything I need for daily life. But here's the key. I automate this entire process.
Automate, such an important word for our English learners. It means to make something happen automatically, without you having to remember or do it manually each time. That's brilliant, James.
Exactly. On payday, my bank automatically transfers the money before I even see it. No temptation to spend it. Sophia, your approach is different, right?
Yes, I do a 60-40 split, which sounds really aggressive to most people. 60% goes towards savings and my agricultural land loan, and 40% covers everything else. But here's the story behind the strategy.
Oh, tell us. Personal stories always help our listeners connect with the concepts.
So, a few years ago, I was living paycheck to paycheck like millions of people. I was spending first, then trying to save whatever was left, which was usually nothing. One month, I literally had to borrow money from my brother for groceries. That was my wake-up call.
Wow, that must have been really tough emotionally.
It was, but it led to something amazing. My brother suggested we do a joint venture for agricultural land investment. A joint venture means when people work together on a business project. It's a family investment with my brother and dad in Sabah.
Then it's brilliant. Family investment strategies can be incredibly powerful when everyone's committed. How does agricultural land work as an investment?
Land typically appreciates in value over time. That means it becomes worth more money as years pass. Plus, agricultural land can generate income through farming or leasing to other farmers. We're building long-term wealth as a family, which creates stronger bonds and shared goals.
Appreciates in value. That's a key financial term. What about your other savings?
The rest gets diversified into ASB, unit trust, and investment gold accounts. Diversification means spreading your money across different types of investments to reduce risk. Never put all your eggs in one basket.
Perfect. Now let's talk about lifestyle expenses, because this is where most people struggle. Sophia, I know you have some strong strategies for managing daily costs.
This might sound boring to some people, but I'm really not into viral food trends, expensive ice cream, or all those trendy hype things that everyone's constantly posting on social media for likes.
Really? Not even a little bit tempted by those Instagram-worthy foods?
Nope. Here's why. Let me break down the actual numbers. A fancy coffee costs about 15 ringgit. Trendy lunch costs 25 to 35 ringgit. Daily, that's 40 to 50 ringgit, which equals 1,000 to 1,250 ringgit monthly. Instead, I cook healthy, grilled meals at home and bring my own coffee and food to work every day.
Wow, that could be 12,000 to 15,000 ringgit annually just on work food and drinks. That's vacation money or investment capital right there.
Exactly. My weekly grocery budget is about 150 ringgit for all meals, so roughly 600 ringgit monthly versus 1,200 for eating out. That's 600 ringgit monthly savings.
I totally agree. I'm not a food hunter either. That means someone who's always seeking out new restaurants. I stick to simple BBQ style meals at home, balanced and nutritious. What about transportation costs?
Oh, this is where I get really strategic. In KL, I drive a Myvi 1.5, super economical with responsive handling, adequate torque, nice entertainment system, and ADAS safety features. Plus, my employer covers parking costs.
ADAS, that's Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. Smart choice for fuel efficiency.
But here's the fun part. When I'm home in Sabah, I drive my brother's Toyota GR86. It's manual transmission, a total speed demon that gives me such an adrenaline rush. My brother's a mechanical engineer with his own 4x4, so he lets me use the sports car.
Amazing. So you get practical and economical for work, but sporty and exciting for fun. That's brilliant resource sharing. What about housing costs?
I deliberately chose an apartment on the KL outskirts instead of city center. City center costs around 2,500 ringgit monthly, but I pay only 1,800 for the same facilities: gym, sauna, swimming pool, security.
That's 700 ringgit monthly savings, which equals 8,400 ringgit annually. I do the same thing, maximize apartment facilities instead of paying for separate gym memberships. Location strategy is so important.
Now let's discuss investments. James, break down your investment strategy for our listeners. How do you research and choose investments?
Great question. That 30% of my income goes to different asset classes. Index funds are my foundation. These track entire market sectors and provide steady growth with low fees. Then I have unit trusts, which are professionally managed funds.
Asset classes, different investment categories like stocks, bonds, real estate, indexed funds, investment funds that follow market indexes. Great explanations.
And when I find excellent opportunities with proper research, some hedge funds, higher risk, higher reward investments. I spend 2 to 3 hours weekly reading financial reports and market analysis. Never invest in anything you don't completely understand.
Excellent advice. Now let's talk about something really exciting: side hustles. This is how we both earn extra income beyond our main jobs. James, how did you start coaching?
Side hustle, that's additional work for extra income. I started small. Friends kept asking for investment advice because I was successful with my own trading. I helped one friend for free, word spread, and now I have paying clients for trading station coaching.
Perfect way to start. For me, besides this amazing podcast, I occasionally work as a gym trainer. But the interesting part is I'm also a UGC creator, user-generated content creator, for hygiene products, protein supplements, and activewear brands.
How does UGC creation work as a business model?
Companies pay me to create authentic reviews and demonstrations of products I genuinely use. It started when I was sharing my fitness experiences on social media naturally. The key is authenticity. Only promote products you actually believe in.
That's brilliant advice. Income diversification is crucial, having multiple income streams. Having multiple income streams provides security. If one source has problems, you have others to fall back on.
Exactly. Now, let's share practical money-saving tips with specific numbers. Every Sunday, I spend 3 hours meal prepping for the whole week. I buy chicken breast in bulk. 5 kilograms costs 85 ringgit versus 20 ringgit per kilogram for small portions.
That's smart bulk purchasing. Here's another tip. I track every expense for 3 months using a phone app. This reveals spending patterns you never notice. I discovered I was wasting 300 ringgit monthly on unnecessary small purchases.
Expense tracking, recording every purchase. Another tip: negotiate your bills. I called my internet provider and reduced my monthly bill from 189 to 149 ringgit just by asking about promotions. That's 480 ringgit annually.
Many people never negotiate because they're scared to ask. The worst they can say is no, but often they have deals available. Now let's do vocabulary recap for our English learners.
Perfect. We covered automate, make things happen automatically; diversification, spreading money across different investments; joint venture, people working together on projects; appreciates in value, becomes worth more over time;
Asset classes, investment categories; index funds, funds tracking market indexes; side hustle, extra work for income; food hunter, someone always seeking new restaurants. Expense tracking, recording all spending.
GUC creator, user-generated content creator. Emergency fund, money for unexpected situations. These terms will help you discuss finances confidently in English.
Now, we want to hear from you. What percentage of your salary do you save? Are you a spend first, save what's left person, or do you save first, spend what remains? Send us your strategies.
Yes, and tell us your side hustle dreams. What skills could become extra income? Are you good at languages, cooking, technology, art? We want to hear your ideas and help you brainstorm.
What's your biggest financial goal? Buying a house, paying off loans, starting a business, dream vacation? Share your stories because they might inspire other listeners facing similar challenges.
And here's an exciting teaser for next week. We're discussing money mistakes everyone makes and how to recover. I have some absolutely embarrassing financial disasters to share.
Oh, me too. Investment mistakes, impulse purchases, bad decisions that still make me cringe. Send us your biggest money mistakes. We'll learn together from our failures.
Before we wrap up, if this episode helped you learn about money management and English vocabulary, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us reach more learners worldwide.
And give us a thumbs up if you learned something new. Your support means everything and helps us create more valuable content for English learners like you.
Remember, good financial planning isn't about being cheap or boring. It's about being smart and intentional so you can afford what truly matters and brings genuine happiness to your life.
Absolutely. Financial freedom gives you choices and reduces stress. Until next week, keep learning, keep saving wisely, keep investing in your future, and keep improving your English with us at the English Syndicate.
This has been Sophia.
And James. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time with our Money Mistakes Confessions.